morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Gisela Gall. Making the news at this time. Former FIFA Vice President and Government Minister Austin Jack Warner has been ordered to repay approximately 1.5 million TT dollars plus interest to businessman Krishna Lala, who had sourced the funds from Real Time Systems Limited. The order was handed down in a judgment from the Privy Council, which was delivered on Monday. The judgment also ordered that the payment of the $1.5 million include interest at the statutory rate from May 15, 2018 until repayment. The lawsuit originated from a series of payments made to Mr. Warner's companies between October and November 2007. Mr. Warner, in his defense, argued that the money was for campaign financing to assist the United National Congress in the run-up to the 2007 general election. In 2018, High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad ordered Mr. Warner repay the $1.5 million to Mr. Lala, a UNC financier at the time. Mr. Lala claimed that the money was a loan. Mr. Warner, however, claimed the money was a gift. In 2018, the High Court found the payments were loans based on a series of factual findings about the reasons for the payments. And in other news, Point Fortin municipal police officers seized $3.5 million worth of marijuana and a firearm and ammunition during mobile patrols on Sunday and early Monday morning. A release from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the TTPS, states that 7 suspects were arrested in connection with the seizures. According to the TTPS, officers, while on mobile patrol along Southern Main Road, Guapo, observed a blue Toyota Fielder wagon dangerously overtaking traffic and driving at a high speed. The officers pursued the vehicle and intercepted it a short distance away. When the officers searched the vehicle in the presence of both occupants, they found 6 crocus bags containing a total of 270 blocks of marijuana, which was later weighed and amounted to 147.5 kilograms. A 40-year-old taxi driver and a 41-year-old farmer were arrested for possession of marijuana for the purpose of trafficking, and the officers seized the illegal narcotics. And the Tobago Port Taxi and Maxi Federation Association says their drivers did not engage in strike action on Saturday. According to reports, pre-booked tours for 300 passengers who disembarked the Celebrity Silhouette at the Scarborough Port on Saturday were cancelled due to the non-arrival of maxi taxis. President of the Port Taxi and Maxi Federation of Associations, Clyde Williams, admits there was a shortfall, but is refuting reports that their drivers were on strike. He says their members are committed to the tourism thrust and in building the little space of Tobago.
Many folks are committed to their religious group that both Sunday and Saturdays. But even apart from that, it's not a new story, all right? It's not yesterday's story. As a matter of fact, we have close to 20 buses here from both associations, all right? So drivers were available. But the point is that we have a ship of over 2,000 folks, and whatever transport was here, it was inadequate, all right? And that's the whole situation.
Mr. Williams claims another factor which led to the cancellation of the pre-booked land tours was the unavailability of buses from the Public Transport Service Corporation, PTSC.
When there's a shortfall, is the PTSC buses. Sometimes they would send about 9 and 10, 12 buses, which would carry over 300 people, and they were only able to supply 3 buses.
The Port Taxi and Maxi Federation of Associations is also claiming they are owed 80,000 TT dollars by Cavallo's Cruise Services Limited, the local agents for celebrity cruises. And to sport, on Sunday, Cricket West Indies announced the West Indies Men's Academy squad for the upcoming home series against Ireland Academy starting next week. The Academy teams of the West Indies and Ireland will play 3 50 overs List A matches and 2 4-day first-class matches from November 17th to December 5th. These matches will be played at the Coolidge Cricket Ground and the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua. The West Indies squad will be led by all-rounder Naeem Young and is made up mainly of the players in the West Indies Academy program who have just played in the CG United Super 50 Cup as well as the Headley Weeks Tri-Series earlier this year. The CWI selection panel has included 4 new players. 2 of these are teenagers Jordan Johnson, a left-handed mid-order batter, and fast bowler Isai Thorne. The others are junior Sid Clare, a right-handed spin bowling all-rounder, and Kadeem Allen, a batting all-rounder. Allen, who will play the white ball series, was impressive, batting at the top of the order for combined campuses and colleges in the CG United Super 50 Cup. Thorne, who will play the red ball fixtures, bowled with a pace and penetration on the Rising Stars Under-19 tour to Sri Lanka. And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Gisela Gall. Do have a great morning.
There are no boundaries of color or creed.
I'd like to see you this Saturday night.
Why?
For inspiration, of course.
Well, call me on Saturday morning, and I'll see if I can spare any inspiration.
There's something I want to tell you, but you must give me your word that you won't tell anybody else. It's the only real chance your father's business has of surviving, but eventually it will fold up.
Please, madam, you damage yourself.
That's nothing compared to what I'll do to Charlie and whoever is in there with him.
If you are nice to me the way you were to Mr. White, I can forget all about what I saw. What do you say? You think I'm bluffing? I'll go to the principal. I'll go to your father.
We want to thank our Caribbean audience, especially the audience of Trinidad and Tobago. We are pleased to share our newscast and contribute to provide alternative views, a source of the latest world events.
The sweetest 100 days of Christmas are here again. This season, let's go ahead and plan early. So take out those Christmas decorations, deck the halls, and turn on your favorite Christmas station. It's Christmas and Sweet TNT. We've got Christmas covered for you with giveaways, karaoke, parang, soca parang, Christmas songs, carols, and the gathering. The biggest charity Christmas concert and collection drive. This Christmas season on Sweet 100 FM, let's celebrate the sweetest 100 days of Christmas.
92 Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to the Now Morning Show. It's Tuesday, a terrific day to be alive. I'm Ruckus, alongside Ianka Will and Natasha Lake. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are we doing this morning?
Post-holiday,
And we survived. That's the best description.
I sound like you ate plenty roti over the weekend.
Had none, actually.
Really?
Whatsoever.
You had none?
This is tragic.
The girl with roti has she's screensaver.
This is true. Bus of shots is babe, but I actually didn't feel like it. I just didn't.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know.
No judgment. I on behalf of you.
Yeah, I know gonna say it was in my house and everybody else ate on behalf of me apparently. But I'm good.
You're welcome.
I'm good.
I did the same. I definitely ate food this weekend as well. 100% sweets, roti, shatai. Everything you could think of.
You had shatai, no, you had chicken.
I had chicken, goat, pork.
He's not Hindu.
I'm not Hindu, so I'm sorry. I had it all, but I did have lots of veggies too.
Very good.
You know, that counts. And actually, my family came over and we had bingo. It was very interesting.
Oh, how cool.
Proper bingo with proper prizes and things. And I won the jackpot, can I say? But I'll digress.
Lunch on Rockers.
No, the jackpot.
What was the jackpot?
Lots of drinks.
Okay.
Disappointing.
Yeah, so no, it was actually I enjoyed it, I'm not gonna lie. So big up to the whole family.
Okay. Well, some better news, which might possibly be a win for Trinidad and Tobago. Let's fingers crossed. Miss Trinidad and Tobago, that is, for Miss Universe, Faith Gilizzo has revealed her national costume, and the internet is loving it because it has revealed that our delegate will be on stilts.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, man.
So the costume is created by Douglas John of Carnival D Designs with stilts provided by none other than Mr. Junior Biznat, which means complete son, she being a South girl, him being from South. I mean, it's just right. And I cannot wait to see her in full form. She is portraying the ibis, and obviously has the scarlet colors and the feathers, but the stilts make an incredible dynamic that I cannot wait to see on stage. And I'm not so sure how high she's going, but nonetheless, to be on stilts would definitely put her above the rest. So I'm loving it. Another one that we want to congratulate for representing the red, white, and black is no stranger to the Now Morning Show, Banjela. Good morning. I hope you're having a great day, and congratulations on your win. He copped the title of the Best Calypso or Soca Act for 2023 at the 9th Annual African Entertainment Awards USA. You would have remembered earlier this year we did sit and chat with them about the show that was definitely putting Caribbean artists on a different type of stage. It happened in New Jersey on November 9th, and Banjela was actually in New Jersey performing in African garb and looking like he embracing the motherland. So that I know he thoroughly enjoyed himself and his winning as well. Congratulations. Be the likes of our very own RKG. Bungie was in that category as well. So he did extremely well.
I mean, congratulations to all of them who even in the category to be nominated in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big feat in and of itself. So, and of course, congratulations to Banjela. Big up.
When you come back, don't play, you don't know us. And speaking of us, this next one is something that I thought should happen across the board, not just in the world of sports, but ultimately making sure that the authorities, if you will, say to the people, we need you to come together and support. So hats off to Captain Darren Sammy, who has penned a letter to the people, the fans that is, asking fans to join the home team and rally around the West Indies because he is now head coach, of course. And basically lend the support as the Windies take on England in the next match coming up in this December. It runs from December 3rd to series rather. Runs from December 3rd to 21st. And in the letter, he literally says, you know, we really feel that sense of pride and we want all that camaraderie and we want all the wins, so we need to support. And he's absolutely right.
Most definitely. Yeah. We've seen that support, ebb and flow over the years. When we win and everybody wants to jump on board. But we need to support them even when they don't agree with all the decisions being made. Sometimes that's the guys on the pitch need your support, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
I agree with you as well. I feel like this is very symbolic. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in this match. On the show today, of course, we have a lot for you. First of all, it's World Diabetes Day, and we're going to be talking to the Diabetes Association, of Trinidad and Tobago about the theme, access to healthcare, and so much more. We're also going to be talking about an introduction to ancestral veneration, talking about the Ifa and Orisha tradition, so you need to stay tuned for that as well.
That's right, it is African History Month, but it was also World Day of Kindness. So we'll be talking about kindness in many forms today on the show. In addition to checking in with Loui. Y'all remember Loui?
Loui.
Don't worry, I'll catch you up.
All right, well, I'll be chatting about the UE Research Festival and the Principal Research Awards. And of course, UE has their 5K coming up soon as well. So we're going to chat a little bit about that. And we also have some brand new music because 'tis the season for brand new music. Lots of music dropping on a daily basis, talking about Christmas music, talking about carnival music. So you get a little taste of one of the two. You have to stick around to find out exactly which one. And of course, we have brand new art on set that you guys would have noticed behind us. So let me say good morning to Candace Subish, and thank you so much for lending us your work. You get a chance to meet her a little bit later on this morning as well.
But for now, if you want to connect with us, when we open our phone lines, save the numbers. 622-4010 is our numbers to call. You can connect with us through our email as well to get on now at ttt.co.tt. You can also connect with us via social media. Now Morning Show is the handle to use on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and all other social media platforms. You can also connect through TTT Live Online and our parent company, www.ttt.co.ft.
All right, and on that note, we'll take a quick break and come back with more on the Now Morning Show. Stick around, it's going to be a great Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco.
Employers, we're making it easy for you to do business. Starting Friday 1st December 2023, an employer who qualifies for a certificate of compliance will receive a certificate valid for 3 months from the date it is issued. You asked us for it, we listened. To request your compliance certificate, email a completed NI 200 form to the NIBTT at compliancecertificate@nibtt.net. NIBTT, more than just a pension provider.
The Mother Church of the Anglican Diocese suffered significant damage during the earthquake of 2018. Efforts are underway to raise funds to restore this national heritage site. You are invited to make your donations with monthly deposits at any branch of the First Citizens Bank, account number 2696950, Marval Road Branch, in the name of the Incorporated Trustees of the Anglican Holy Trinity Cathedral Restoration.
The family is the bedrock of our society. The family must at all times be provided with the support that is necessary to achieve its true potential. The Ministry of Social Development and Family Services, through its National Family Services Division, will host its 2023 edition of It's Family Time, Let's Talk, a television series which places focus on family matters and issues related to building healthy, functional families. Join me, Ria Rupchansing, every Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. right here on TTT as we take a deeper look into emerging issues such as domestic violence, trauma, stress, and many more. It's family time. Let's talk.
Line and Length, the #1 cricket program in the West Indies, is on TTT. Line and Length brings you up-to-date interviews, analysis, and highlights on the game in the region and internationally. Plus, there's an added bonus to receive a gift of gear each month with our grassroots program. Go to lineandlength.net to learn more. Line and Length in association with Massey United Insurance on TTT.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. If you have a weakness for sweetness, then you're in the right place because we have all the sweetness you need. But this morning we want you to be a little bit mindful of it because it's World Diabetes Day and we have the National Diabetes Association inside your spotlight on now.
Around the world today, World Diabetes Day is observed, and the theme from 2021 to 2023 has been focused on access to diabetes care, but this year it's a little bit different because the focus particularly is on the risk of type 2 diabetes. And joining us this morning is Nandani Samuel, registered dietitian from the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago, to share a bit more and also to share some updates as to what's going on with the association. Good morning and welcome to the show, Nandani.
Hi, good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you all doing?
Wonderful. It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show so early. I know today is a very busy day for you and your team. So thanks for taking the time out to have such a critical discussion, because type 2 diabetes, Trinidad and Tobago, definitely is something that we need to work on. And let's get straight into that conversation this morning about the rate of type 2 diabetes in our Twin Island Republic.
Right, so diabetes, as you know, is a non-communicable disease. So it's a chronic long-term disease. It's created or characterized by a lack of insulin being secreted, or even if insulin is secreted, the body cannot use it effectively. So it's a long process of high blood sugars and all of that. So it's something we want to monitor. In Trinidad, you could say over 200,000 persons are living with it, some of which don't even know it yet. And in worldwide, according to the International Diabetes Federation, 1 in 10 adults do have diabetes, and that occurs for 90% of the world.
Wow.
So it's something that's increasing rapidly.
Yeah, I mean, when you say that 200,000 people, and what you mentioned specifically with Trinidad and Tobago is that some don't even know. So how do we even start to look into early detection? Is that something that's a possibility?
It's definitely a possibility. So the team this year is actually know your risk, know your response. So in order to know how to respond, you have to know your risk. And the only way you are going to actually know your risk is by testing. So we do the HbA1c test, which is the gold standard measurement for diabetes. But before you do that test, you would notice some simple signs and symptoms of diabetes. So frequent urination, frequent thirst, blurry vision, tingling of the hands and the feet. So this is what you want to do when you see such signs and symptoms happening. You know, okay, maybe I have a family history of it. Maybe I should go and get tested. So the A1C test is the gold standard measurement, as I mentioned. And the percentages would now tell you if you have diabetes, if you are at risk, or if maybe you have risk of complications. So a reading of 5.7 and below is normal. Between 5.7 and 6.4 is pre-diabetic. And about 6.5% is diabetes, is the zone where we are categorized as diabetes. So we want to look out in terms of the signs and symptoms. When you're facing these things, it's important to get tested.
It is important to get tested, and I'd love to get back into that conversation this morning, talking about what we can do and also all those numbers, because the numbers can be a little bit intimidating, Nandani. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago and how you are raising awareness. Particularly, I know that you would have had some events previously. What is happening today and what's happening in the future?
Okay, so the Diabetes Association is an NGO. Of course, we are trying our utmost best to spread awareness, especially the month of diabetes, because the entire November is dedicated to Diabetes Month. So we have national outreach throughout the entire country, over 30 places today. So let's say Gulf City, Arima, Gasparillo, Shagona. So we have it spread out across the country. So we do have a map with all our activities today. On the 18th of November, which is next week, or this Saturday actually, it's the Carlton Phillips Symposium. So it's an annual symposium that we are having it at UB TLC Theatre this year from the period of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So there will be a lot of presentation on men's health, women's health. We also have like displays, booth giveaways. On the 26th of November, we have our 5K happening at the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. It's going to be a huge health fair as well. We even have our debate. We have a school debate going on as well. And this would be the same day as our symposium on the 18th of November.
So
the entire month is really dedicated towards diabetes. And we even have free eye screening across the country for the period of this whole month in Tobago as well.
Thanks for sharing that, especially with the free eye screening, because as you mentioned, and this is something that many people do struggle with, is perhaps that blurry vision sometimes being one of the first signs that they do need to go and get checked. Now, aside from these events that you've shared and the screenings you have coming up, workshops and so much more, how else does the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago particularly support those who are diabetic?
Okay, great question. So what we actually do at the Diabetes Association, we have free nutrition consultations where if it is, you are at risk of diabetes or you're pre-diabetic, you come in, you get an hour free consultation with a registered dietitian to speak about how you can change your lifestyle and all of that. We have A1C testing, cholesterol testing, all of the FF 160 for both. Then we have free eye screening that occurs throughout the months. We also have like lectures and all of that periodic. We have everything dealing with diabetes in terms of screening and testing and early diagnosis. We do it at the association throughout the year, not just within November month.
Now, aside from coming to the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago to access some of these resources that you've just shared, what can people do on their own to reduce their risk of type 2 diabetes?
Okay, so it's all about a lifestyle disease, in my opinion. So it's important once you test and you are diagnosed early, it's important to change your diet, first of all, because I mean, in the Caribbean, and speaking as a dietitian, a lot of persons tend to increase the carb intake. So it's important to try to have a healthy, well-balanced diet comprising of your complex carbs, lean sources of protein, and your vegetables. Of course, that's something persons like to leave out as well. In appropriate water intake or sufficient water intake, you want to try to exercise. So at least 30 to 45 minutes per day, 3 to 5 days a week, according to the World Health Organization. And of course, if medication is prescribed by a doctor, please take it. A lot of persons, even if they're in the pre-diabetic zone or they are newly diagnosed, a lot of them don't like taking medication.
This is very true. And you mentioned some key nutritional aspects as well, complex carbs and so much more, and exercise, which doesn't always sit well with everybody, to say the least. Now, we've also seen a lot of trends coming up with at-home remedies for those who have diabetes. Let me not say remedies, let's say treatment. What is your view on that?
Okay, so there are certain things that works for certain persons and some that don't. But in terms of natural remedies, let's say I know a lot of persons would drink like green tea or they would drink turmeric and all of those things. Yes, those things, research is showing that it's beneficial to a certain extent, but there's not sufficient to prove that these things actually work. So I would recommend the best way to move forward in terms of diabetes is to change your lifestyle, which is just the diet, medication, and exercise. Even if some persons don't go on medication at first, especially when newly diagnosed, it's important to change the diets.
Changing the diet is important, and it's good to hear that your association offers these services to Trinidad and Tobago as well. Now, if individuals are interested in getting involved with the Diabetes Association, is that an option, or is this closed to those who are only registered?
No, definitely. We have the option where you can sign up to become a member at the Diabetes Association. Very soon we would be doing our membership package launch, where persons would be getting like access to a discount card. Persons living with diabetes or whoever joins would get access to this card. You go to groceries, pharmacies, doctors, you get that discount off your card. So it's sort of an encouragement as well to take care of your health now.
Taking care of your health now is very important. And on that note, do you have any words of advice for Trinidad and Tobago and the region who are watching right now when it comes to diabetes particularly?
Yes, definitely. So I would like to encourage persons, you want to remember the risk factors of diabetes, being overweight or having a very high BMI, age, ethnicity, even what your lifestyle patterns. If you know that you have a family history of diabetes, it's important to test. Don't wait until it's too, the A1C percentage is too high or something that we don't know how to manage properly. So go and test now. So at the Diabetes Association, as mentioned before, you can get us a 607-DATT, 607-3288. Reach out to us. We have the testing available. It's just a finger stick and you get your results in 3 minutes.
And it doesn't hurt, of course. That's one of the most important things, because many times when people hear about testing, the first thing that comes to mind is whether or not it's going to hurt.
No, it's definitely a finger stick that we use the multi-care machine. So it's a finger stick and you get the results in 3 minutes. So it's not something that we consider as being hurting the person or whatever the case is.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Nandani, for being with us this morning and sharing with us the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago and all that you have coming up. We're looking forward to having you back on the show. I'm sure we will. And of course, seeing your work continue to just go through Trinidad and Tobago and be that crux of change.
Thanks so much for having me.
It's been a pleasure. Have a wonderful day, Nandani.
You as well.
World Diabetes Day is happening today, so if you haven't gotten dressed for work yet, maybe you should put on something blue to stand for the cause. And stay tuned because we'll be right back on Now.
Say that I'm a diabetic, but this is only one life to live, so I'ma live it. So don't throw no word.
You know, who would I ever believe, Jessica could take care of a child,
Oh, I know, right? I'm a kinship foster parent to my nephew Malik.
Papa, you remind me of my grandmother, you know, when she used to take care of my cousins.
If I didn't step in, I don't know where he would have ended up. Plus, I get support from Children's Authority, training, and counseling.
But Jessica, you not married?
That doesn't matter. Once you have a safe home and you're related to the child, you're good.
So did this give money to do this?
Yeah, they do give me some money.
So, Auntie, you can buy all my game for me?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Malik, but that money's to take care of you. Okay, smubble up is.
I will and try. Mommy, you can buy
No.
Wait, I didn't even finish my sentence.
About Lamborghini, you could get lamb stew for lunch.
Auntie Jessica could only come when you come in, because all them does do is talk people business.
Malakay, I'm going going on the bed.
But mommy, the boy don't even live here.
Yeah, go to your bunkers.
What? Bunkers? Where's that?
I think I'm getting pretty good at this.
I am your mother,
aunt, grandmother,
guardian, friend, and I promise to protect you in all situations because someone has hurt you, violated you, harmed you, abused you, and you were brave enough to tell me.
You trusted me. You came to me for help.
To defend, for support, to protect you.
No amount of money or bribes, favors, or gifts will stop me.
You are most important to me.
You are worth more to me than any material thing.
I will do all in my power,
in my heart,
to make sure that you are taken care of and that justice is served and you thrive. Together, my daughter,
my son,
my child, we will live and love. I will protect you.
Break the silence. Report all cases of child sexual abuse.
There is no need to suffer. You can come down to the Optimal Life Wellness Center where it is safe, it is affordable.
You don't have to take my word for it. You can come down to the Optimal Life Wellness Center and see for yourself and experience for yourself what I have experienced. The life I now live is a lot healthier and more fulfilling. These products have actually given me a sense of a future and very, very important.
Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. We are celebrating with the University of the West Indies because they're celebrating 75 years of UWI's research and excellence in innovation. This morning, to help us learn a little bit more about the celebration, I want to welcome Professor Durasamy Saravana Kumar, a Director of Graduate Studies and Research and Professor of Plant Pathology, as well as Rachel Bali, who's a graduate student in the Department of Food and Agriculture under the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. Good morning and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Good morning. Hey, good morning.
Now, Prof, I'm gonna call you Prof Sarah from now on, right?
That's
because
fine.
I can't say that for the whole time. I get it right once and I'm real proud of myself.
That's fine.
All right, so I understand that to celebrate 75 years, we're having a research festival. Tell us about the research festival, Prof.
Yes, the research festival is actually quartered for 22nd and 23rd of this month as part of our 75th anniversary celebrations of the University of the West Indies. And also we have the theme of 75 years of relevance, responsiveness, and also the research innovation for a better life, environment, and sustainability. So we have been doing a lot of things at the University of the West Indies at St. Augustine campus, and we wanted to showcase the impactful research that we have been doing over the years to our stakeholders, to the public, and to the students, and to the industries, and to the partners. That is the main purpose of this research festival. In addition to that, we also would like to celebrate our own researchers because we wanted to recognize them through Principals Research Awards, because we have been doing a lot of things either as a team or as an individual at different faculties. So that is the main purpose of this research festival.
Yeah. Now I know the pillars of the university would be outreach, education, and research. Yeah.
Exactly.
So this aspect of it is meant to just showcase all the research work that has been happening over the years.
Yes.
Now, Sarah, you're part of the university as a graduate student. You went through undergrad already as well, and your degree would be based on, well, your studies now based on research. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually doing an MPhil in crop science. So you, as a graduate student, if you're doing an MPhil, you select a research topic and you apply with a research proposal, right? And then the university, graduate studies, actually would help to give assign you advisors, especially in the field that you're working in. So, for example, my research is based on dragon fruit, so I have advisors within the field of agronomy. So my 2 advisors are within the faculty.
Within the same faculty.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the impact? Let me start by when we come to the research festival. What can we expect to see? Because you're saying that we're going to showcase all this research, but how is it going to be showcased?
Yeah, so we have actually multi-diverse modes to showcase our research. One, it will be a booth displays and exhibitions and the models from the engineering faculty and food and agriculture and medical sciences and social sciences, and also from the faculty of law and sports and science and technology.
Okay.
So in addition to the booth displays and the exhibitions, we will also be doing the technical conference style presentations, like the oral presentations and poster presentations. And also from the Faculty of Humanities and Education, we are going to show the videos and the theatrical presentations, and also filmmaking and film screening. So this is called a research festival. So we wanted to have the music and the videos and also the knowledge transformation through different modes, and that will happen on 23rd morning from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock at the JFK Quadrangle of the St. Augustine campus. So it will be kind of, we have Diwali and Christmas is coming. So in between, we have this research festival, and it will be displayed at different levels, engaging the visitors and our stakeholders.
Fantastic. Rachel, tell me about the culture of research, because I'm very curious in terms of all these things are happening at the university. How does it impact you as a student?
Well, actually, the Research Festival gives us graduate students an opportunity to showcase to the wider public our research, because even though we're doing research, oftentimes we cater to a more professional crowd, unless personally we go out and talk about our research. So this festival is a way for us to showcase our research under the university banner in a way that will be palatable to not only professionals or our industry stakeholders, but also to the public.
Yeah, so it's not just the academic perspective you're giving, you're showing it in different ways as well, so people can get an idea of it. All right, so how do we expect the different research that's being showcased to be able to actually impact the industries that they're being researched for?
Yeah, so with respect to the industries, we wanted to show them what we are doing and what is their need, so that we wanted to make sure that we align with them. And suppose if we are doing a research and that can be commercialized and that will be useful to the industry, then the industry will take up that research and they will go as a big one, as a commercial aspect of it. At the same time, the industry, they may need something, but which we may not be doing it. But at the same time, we wanted to get in contact with them and consult with them, and so that they can actually come to us and say that this is what we need from the research and this is what we need from the UWI. So in that case, then we can actually start doing that research and give the solutions, because research is the key to provide solutions to any problem. If you look into the region, and we have a lot of challenges with respect to food security and climate change and vulnerability of these small island developing states to all of these disasters. So in that case, we wanted to give them the solutions by doing research and by the partnerships, which is the key for any problem.
Right.
That's how we actually planned this research festival.
So what I'm hearing you saying here is that Rachel's department, who's been responsible for food and agriculture, you all have the research and the solutions that we need to make Trinidad a more viable place for food and agriculture.
Well,
so when it probably
you're looking at it.
No, well, it's dependent, right? So each researcher would have a different aspect of research.
Right.
So, for example, there are some students in my department, the Department of Food Production, we have livestock researchers, we have soil researchers, crop researchers.
So you specialize your research as well.
Right.
Okay.
So I would be a crop researcher. Prof. Sarah would have been a plant pathology researcher. Right. We have students under plant pathology, students under soil science.
Right.
We have livestock students who look at like alternative meat, so wild meat.
So in each department that's doing the research, it still breaks down further to have specialized research, so that way we get, more detail. All right, makes sense. So Prof, tell us how we can be a part of this research festival. Can anybody come, or is it only for students and industry professionals? How does it work?
It is open to public, and we invite the families and friends, and also you bring the industry partners and bring the children, because we wanted to inspire the young generation and young minds of this country, and we wanted to show them how research can actually help them to foster innovation as well as think critically. So in that regard, we actually going to have the secondary school students, but I make a call here to the public, and it's open, and it's going to be on JFK Korangal, and it's easy access to everyone. So I would like everyone to come and visit us and learn and connect with us, and also that will give a lot of information to them, because some of the families, they may be interested in sending their kids to the higher graduation or higher program. So in that case, it is an opportunity for them as well to learn what research is going on all of these different faculties, and probably they can also think about it. And when it comes to the persons, those who are job goers, and they will also think about what type of graduate research they can actually do. And that is very important when you look into the government systems or the private systems, and they can actually improve their efficiencies by having this graduate research and by learning a lot of things at the graduate level. And so that if you look into 1990s and 80s, the technologies now, it has come up so much.
Right.
So only it is possible, and we can actually improve our efficiency and the systems through learning all of these technologies and through the graduate program. So in that regard, I invite everyone and take it as a personal invitation from the University of the West Indies to visit our campus on 23rd of this month.
On the 23rd of November.
From 9 o'clock.
From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
All right. And we'll be there all day long, celebrating 75 years of UWI's research excellence and innovation, culminating, of course, in the Principal's Research Awards as well. Let me thank you all both for joining us this morning, and congratulations to the university and to you all on the research that you've been doing. Please keep up the great work.
Thanks for having us.
Not
Thank
a
you.
problem. Guys, we take a quick break and come back with more on our morning show. Stick around. It's going to be a great morning.
It is African History Month in Trinidad and Tobago, and it is time for the 2023 Annual National Spoken Word Competition for Primary Schools, brought to you by the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago and Republic Bank through the Generosity It's Power to Make a Difference program. Get ready for an unforgettable evening that celebrates the power of words and the spirit of a people. It is all in the lyrics of the Calypsonian. It's the drama, it's the competition, it's the victory. Which primary school is going to take that top prize? Coming soon to TTT.
Hey, young ones. TTT's Terrific Toon Time is just for you. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's adventure-filled too. Join us as we follow the characters you know and love. See what our hero Zack gets up to in Super Z. Dive into the action with Bugs Butt Ignition. Put on your explorer's cap and join Dada and Dada on their next adventure. And of course, we can't forget our cosmic friends on Galaxy Kids. Tune in Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. and 4:10 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. Don't miss it. It's Terrific Toon Time only on TTT.
One day I was out playing with my friend Kevin and he was really moody, kinda sad and angry at the same time. I asked him what was the matter. Someone in his family had been doing mean things to him. He said he had to keep it a secret. So I asked Kevin, is it a good secret or a bad secret? He said he didn't know. I explained good secrets are cool things like a surprise party or a gift for a special occasion. A bad secret is when someone hurts or harms you and tells you not to tell anyone. Sometimes they might give you little things to make sure you don't tell. That's another bad secret to keep. That's mean and controlling. Kevin said it definitely fell into the bad secret category. I felt this was something an adult should help with. Because as a child, when someone hurts you, you can feel really alone and afraid. And the best people to help you are the ones you love and really, really trust. I asked him if there was any adult that he trusted. So we worked up a little plan for Kevin to talk to one of them. A while after that, I could see my friend was doing much better. Now we tell all our pals about good secrets and bad secrets so that we can all feel brave, safe, and strong. Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
TDT News. Committed. Accurate. Relevant.
Tired of seeing underused, neglected public spaces in our communities? The Dada Developing Art and Design Awareness Symposium plans to change that. Here on Now, representing Dada via Zoom, is Dr. Rhoda Reddock to tell us how there's a role for everyone in the community for transformation. Dr. Reddock, good morning, and thank you for joining us here on Now.
Good morning, and it's a great pleasure for me to be on Now.
We're glad to have you because this is an undertaking that is quite dynamic. How will art and design solutions address the prevalent issues of crime in particular?
Well, I think that art and design can address many of the social problems in our society and also bring a sense of well-being. Specifically in relation to crime, I think it has a number of possibilities there, although art and design would not be the only factor affecting crime. But many of our urban and rural communities are not very pleasant places to live. They are haphazard, they lack planning, the people cannot feel pride in the beauty of their communities. There are no gardens, there are no parks, there's nowhere where the community can really enjoy all age groups the beauty of the natural environment. In fact, the natural environment is being destroyed in many parts of the country. So we believe that involving communities in the design of artistic facilities, but also in better planning to protect and to organize and to enhance our communities is a way to begin to change the lifestyle of many and the mental health of many in society, many of us in society, and contribute towards greater well-being in general, and also address some of the social and mental health challenges in communities that are very that can be affected by crime.
Understood. And in that case, it sounds like you're speaking from a track record of success. Could you give us perhaps an example of or two of some successes that Dada has enjoyed?
Well, in fact, that's in a way, quite the opposite, in that what we have found is that this is not something that our society has thought about very much, and the aim of the symposium, which is our biggest success to date, the fact that we are having this national symposium, is to really begin or strengthen the conversation with stakeholders, with local government authorities, very important, with technocrats, with contractors, with designers, with artists, with educators, with young people, with the society in general, to raise awareness. Now, in terms of our work, we have worked on a number of community art projects in collaboration with communities in Trinidad and Tobago, and with two artists and architects, Dean Allen and Sean Leonard, and they will be presenting on those design proposals and their efforts to have them installed and the challenges that were faced. And the symposium will very much involve discussion and conversation by those who attend to help to come up with opportunities to prevent this in the future and to create a more enabling environment for these kinds of activities. The symposium also has the discussion on public space. Who owns public space? What is our responsibility to public space? How can we enhance public space and democratize its usage? A lot of our public space, you have a lot of male sports. It is not a space where older people can go, where children can go often, or where all age groups can enjoy the spaces. And a lot of our designs are imported designs when we have artists, craftspersons here who can bring indigenous designs that reflect the culture and creativity of the people. So another activity we have started a public art documentation project, which is to document the existing public art in Trinidad and Tobago. We began with Port of Spain, and then to see that as a baseline from which to see how we develop in the future. But we can't just take art and put it in spaces that are unplanned, that have poor drainage, where the pavements, you can't even walk. So we are all interested in the issue of public space very holistically.
Sounds beautiful. And towards that end, this 3-day symposium will take the form of multiple conversations and dialogues. But I know that you will also have to have some significant experts joining the team. So can you tell us some of the persons that will be featured?
Okay. Well, our opening ceremony, which is on Thursday, the 16th at 6 p.m. at the Central Bank Auditorium, we will have our feature speaker, who is, his name is Dr. Bonaventure Sobejeng Ndikang, who is a German Cameroonian curator and biotechnologist. And he's currently the director of the House of World Cultures in Germany. And we are happy that we've had the support of the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany in this regard. And he will be our feature speaker at the opening. And he will also speak on the 18th of November at a public lecture at the Department of Creative and Festival Arts at the University of the West Indies at 5:30 p.m. But we also have a number of very inspiring local contributors. For example, we have Jackie Hinkson, we have Rishi Das, the attorney at law, we have so many. We also, oh gosh, I'm forgetting some of the names right now. We have Renelle Sargent, who's a young planner who's involved in an organization called Public Space Global, and she will connect us. We have Shane Samad of the University of the West Indies, who has been working on namesakes in Trinidad and Tobago. We also have Dean Allen and Sean Leonard will present their projects, and this will be responded to by, among others, Dr. Buenjudat Tiwari, Dr. Chris Maraj, representatives of local government authorities, Mr. Hillan Morin, Khadija Amin, who is a former chair of the Tunapuna Piarco Regional Corporation. In our other sessions, we have planners. We have, for example, Dr. Deborah Thomas Austin of the East Port of Spain Development Organization. We also have Mr. Anthony Bridgewater. We have so many others, and forgive me if I didn't identify the names of all of them.
That's
but I'm
quite
really
all right.
proud
You can't let everybody
that
know
so
everything.
Many of them.
They have to come to the symposium to experience it, right?
Right. We also have Dr. Jared Hutchinson. So I just want to say that we want to thank all the persons who immediately responded and said, yes, this is something they would like to be part of.
And it's
because we also see
happening.
art as therapeutic, and it's a very wide-ranging discussion.
I quite like that term, therapeutic, considering how deep the discussions will go from the 16th to the 18th of November as we head over to Central Bank to make that happen. Dr. Ruddock, thank you very much for joining us this morning and giving us this insight, for leading the charge. And we wish you the best of luck as you all put your best foot forward. Thank you so much for joining us this morning again.
If I can say one thing, we are doing this in collaboration with the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. So we really thank them for this, as well as the Sport and Cultural Fund for providing some of the support for our activity. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And from the efforts of art, we move to another artist here in studio with us, because we will be continuing those discussions. And of course, for more information, you can head over to the Dada's Instagram and Facebook pages. But for now, in studio, we are talking art. Conceptual artist, writer and graphic designer Candace Subish joins us in the capacity of Artist of the Week as we continue our partnership with the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And
How are you doing, Candace? You all right?
She's great because she was nodding emphatically for that conversation with the use of art and fighting crime and things of that sort.
I'll be going soon.
Well, because I know saying that you use your art for cultural influence on social issues and that kind of thing as well. How did you? Why did you decide to use art for that?
Well, I did an MPhil in cultural studies, and I saw it as an outlet. I was given the opportunity to have an exhibition as a graduate. You had to write a thesis, but you could have had an exhibition. So from there, I just, when you do something and for so many years, it becomes part of you. So then I was like, okay, this is my thing. I'm going to take cultural issues and communicate it in an artistic way.
Now, that means that you haven't been doing this just 2-3 years. We're talking many, many years towards this. But can I ask, when you first started getting involved with visual art specifically, whether it be another form or this particular version?
Well, I started as early as I could remember, like maybe 5, maybe as soon as I knew that I was doing it. I started doodling and writing stories and then creating illustrations to go with the stories before I could even write language properly. So
Nice. Well, that makes sense. You're properly a proper artist. All right, so can we get into some of the pieces that you've loaned us for the week? Let's start with the one behind me, since we now finished celebrating Diwali.
Right.
So tell me about this piece behind me.
So this is the temple by the sea. And it's a popular piece that most people like to depict. But I just wanted to put a spin on it to give it like an ambience, like what it felt like when I visited.
Yeah.
So like the evening, the colors are very warm, and you can see the movement and the flags, and just the fact that it's how it was built, how many years it was built, and the mastery of the architecture. So I just wanted to put it in a way that I want my experience to translate to somebody else.
If you had to use a word to describe the feeling that you felt.
I would just say honored to be in such a space and to be able to witness it. So I think most of my work, I try to do it in a way that my perspective would be translated in some way to a public audience. But obviously, I wouldn't be always happy with what I do. I'll try as best as I can.
Yeah.
She says obviously.
Obviously, because that's how artists work.
Never happy and never satisfied.
We are fine. We are enthralled, and we are wondering what the next piece beyond, well, that first one is supposed to depict as
the young
well.
lady who's in Euphoria, apparently.
She is happy or sad?
Well, the name of the piece is called Living Above Offense.
So she's happy.
So no, she's living above offense.
Above offense.
So
She's
in everyday
in some
life,
way.
people do things to offend you, and you have to find a way to rise above it all the time. So it's literally a fence there, and she's looking up beyond her problems, and because of that, you see in the band of yellow, which is going across her face to show that she has reached a stage where she's able to rise above it. At the time when I painted it, Miss Universe had created, she had killed herself, she had committed suicide, Miss Universe
USA.
Yes, USA. And then I was like so moved because when she did that, I find the figure looked something like her and the timing was perfect. And I said, wow, if only she had lived above offense, she would have been able to overcome.
So just so I understand, this was created before that happened?
Like the same week and it happened.
Really? Because she does look
like her, not exactly like her, but then I thought, because the hair and the figure and...
There's some similarities.
Yes, and that was in 2022.
Right.
All right, so the third one that we have here, we see a young lady sitting down on the stairs, the pot turned down.
Right,
because clearly she ain't cooking today.
She's not cooking today.
Tell us about this one.
So this is like local pecan when they say pot turned down, which is really like a way to express, well, women, we are busy and we work and we don't always have time to cook. And there's an expectation that we should be cooking every evening. And it's to break that expectation so that we would feel like, you know, maybe this could be shared, you know, in a 50-50 relationship.
Right.
I mean, so it's that way of kind of breaking those gender roles.
Agreed.
But it's not annoyed, it's just
Well, I was just about to ask, her disposition, her face itself.
It's a real tudor in her face.
It's
a real tudor
She looks like, boy, don't ask me anything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely the vibe. All right, I like her. And the final piece on set with us has some clear depictions that I'd love to hear your interpretation of.
It seems very religious.
But
am I mistaken that?
Well, it has some religious aspects to it.
The crosses, for sure.
It's an overpopulation.
Really?
That's the name of it?
Overpopulation.
Overpopulation.
So we have the world being hot, you know, and then we have migrants moving from country to country. Then we have, you can see a lady, just a pregnant belly, birthing children. So there's overpopulation, and then there's fetuses there. And abortion as they go down, because you know that's a problem if you can't. Abortion is a real issue, and then that's why we have death. There's a lot going on. Then there's unemployment and underemployment, but those parts are more abstracted.
Tell me about the use of color here, because it's meant to be, I guess, kind of bleak, kind of harsh.
Warm.
But yes, I get very warm from this. I don't necessarily get the entirely negative connotation. Was that deliberate?
Well, warm to me, I was just thinking like if it's overpopulation, it gives the connotation of too much excess, hot, overheating.
I get climate change one time.
That too?
Yeah.
In her words, but in the picture, I don't necessarily feel that.
I feel the warmth, I feel the heat, I feel like the Earth's crust is just boiling hot as a result. So I get it. But it's very, very interesting. How long did this piece take? Because it's huge.
About 4 days.
Wow. Nice. Candace, congratulations on all of the work that you've been doing, and thank you so much for joining us and sharing some of it with us. We're going to keep it for the week.
That's great.
She seems surprised.
Yes.
But if we wanted to get in touch with you or connect with even more work, how do we find you?
Well, I have a page on Facebook and also on Instagram, just Candace Subish. I keep it simple.
Nice. All right, so look for her on IG, look for her on Facebook. Candace Subish is the name. You do not want to forget it. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Candace. Do enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll give you back these things Friday. So.
Oh, Friday, great.
Friday, Saturday, somewhere around there.
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, we take a quick break and we come back with your birthdays on Now. Stay tuned.
The family is the bedrock of our society. The family must at all times be provided with the support that is necessary to achieve its true potential. The Ministry of Social Development and Family Services, through its National Family Services Division, will host its 2023 edition of It's Family Time, Let's Talk, a television series which places focus on family matters and issues related to building healthy, functional families. Join me, Ria Rupchansing, every Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. right here on TTT as we take a deeper look into emerging issues such as domestic violence, trauma, stress, and many more. It's family time. Let's talk.
This Christmas, we want to give more than ever before. So join us at 118 Maryville Road for The Gathering.
It's coming Sunday, December 10th, The Gathering.
Get ready for a jolly good time.
Check out Sweet 100 on Facebook and Instagram for more details. The Gathering.
Sweet Christmas is we.
Christmas is we.
I want to thank our Caribbean audience, especially the audience of Trinidad and Tobago. We are pleased to share our newscast and contribute to provide alternative views, a source of the latest world events.
The Mother Church of the Anglican Diocese suffered significant damage during the earthquake of 2018. Efforts are underway to raise funds to restore this national heritage site. You are invited to make your donations with monthly deposits at any branch of the First Citizens Bank, account number 2696950, Marval Road Branch, in the name of the Incorporated Trustees of the Anglican Holy Trinity Cathedral Restoration.
It's your birthday, baby. Birthday, baby. Birthday.
If you're celebrating your birthday today, then happiest birthdays to you. I hope that you have yourself an amazing one. Let me go back a little bit and say belated birthday greetings going out to the First Citizens National Poetry Slam winner for 2023, Mr. Kyle Hernandez. Celebrated his birthday over the weekend. Kyle, belated birthday greetings to you, and I chose the best picture of you I could find to make sure that we celebrate your birthday in style. So happy birthday to you, my brother. Hope you had a great time over the weekend and you made the most of it.
You picked that picture because you were in Feel the Love on your jersey.
I mean, that's part of the reason.
Exactly.
The other part is because they have a cupcake with a candle and it's Kyle's birthday and he mount open big, and I love to embarrass Kyle at any chance I get.
Friendship.
Let me also take a moment to say good morning to the great folks at Gencare Day Spa, and I want to especially say good morning to the first face that you encounter at the Day Spa, Brige, who celebrates her birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Brige. I hope you have yourself an amazing day and you make the most of it.
Beautiful. I'm going to jump in with my list now.
Do it.
Yeah?
Let's go.
Because I've got a long list, starting with belated birthdays. The first of whom, I actually have baby pictures in his house. That's how far back we go. So happy belated birthday going on to Rion Paul, wherever you are on the globe right now. AKA Riri. Big hard back man. My father still calls him Riri because we go that far back. I hope you enjoyed your day. You felt celebrated and loved. He celebrated yesterday and he shares a birthday, according to Facebook, with Mr. Andre Batiste. So happy belated birthday to you as well. I hope you also celebrated in fine style. Another person celebrating their birthday yesterday would have been Joash Alexander, a cameraman I had the pleasure of working with, who I know is actually a big foodie. So I hope you ate to your heart's content yesterday. We are going to celebrate people today, though. So celebrating on the 14th of November, I start with Cherish Craig, makeup artist, and another South lady who gives that South love. So gorgeous. I hope you have a fantastic day today. Special K, who I celebrated earlier this year, should make sure of it. Osel Choiton, I say happy birthday to you. You are my secondary school friend who I'm very proud to know, so I hope you celebrated in a big way as well. To Richelle Maynard out there in New York. Richelle is the the head behind Ramajé Mas out there, winning all the titles, celebrating her birthday today. So happy birthday to you. And finally, if you've seen the memes on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the likes from Penal Poet, now you know the face behind it. Happy birthday, Viv, who celebrates his birthday today. I hope you don't give too much trouble, and I know you're going to kill me for putting you out. Enjoy.
Good job.
Wow.
Good job. You know how long I want to know what he's looking like?
Me too. I feel like, all right, this has been a great morning. Now, if you would also like to celebrate, share those birthday wishes and so much more, send us an email at togethernow@ttt.co.tt. Make sure that you have our number saved, 622-4010, so you can call in, share your opinion, and maybe even win something when that time comes around. Follow us on all social media platforms at Now Morning Show and at TTT Live online, and stream us no matter where you are at www.ttt.live. Also, we have to say a big congratulations to none other than our very own Herdis, who is now married.
Why you say that like you're so surprised? Congratulations, Mr. Pollard. I know that you would have had your nuptials over the weekend, so congratulations to you and your lovely bride.
Yes.
And all the best. I know you're taking some time off now, so enjoy the honeymoon. Blue suit for the win.
Look at that.
Big up you, Herdis. Yeah, man. Congratulations.
Congratulations, man. Couldn't make it Saturday morning, though. But love is lovely.
Let me also, I know love is lovely and we're celebrating, but, you know, laugh and cry does live in the same house, they say sometimes. And over the weekend, while there was lots of celebrations happening, there was a gentleman who passed away, and he left a huge impact on a lot of people for many, many generations. Mr. Enrique Raja, I just want to say rest in peace and condolences to everybody who would have been affected by his passing. He was a stalwart at St. Mary's College. He was at one point the Dean of Form 3, at one point the Dean of Form 6, geography teacher, French teacher, at one point the general manager of the school. And he was one of those people, he's the head man who started the photography club. Like, he was just one of those people that was like the backbone of the school since my father was going to school. And of course, when I went to school, and even when I went back on the past Students Union, he was a part of the union as well. Mr. Raja is definitely going to be missed, and the impact that you had on the community is definitely not going to be forgotten anytime soon. And he actually still listens to Talk City every Saturday morning to hear the radio show, and he always call and comment on it and send me messages in the middle of the show. So I'm definitely going to miss him, and I know that a lot of us are definitely in mourning for some time. So rest in peace, Mr. Raja. Thank you for your service.
And while I didn't know him, I saw the responses, so condolences to them. But bringing it back up to a more positive mood, earlier this year we would have been introduced to Loui, and some of you may have forgotten, so here's a little refresher.
My name is Loui, and this is my movie. Raj, it's whole day you go by. You had to check your prostate, you know. Here you'll meet my daughter, Roshni. We was working on a school project. And my husband, Raj.
Now, I'm not Rachel, I'm not Rachel. But you see, you, my daughter, have to raise my grandchildren with traditional Indian values. And if you cannot abide by that, you have to go.
We live a traditional East Indian lifestyle. This is Raj's first daughter from before he meets me. So this is your half sister. We just wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, offer we dar, feed the ducks, and go knead we flour to make we roti. Roti hot boy.
I just want to make sure that. I just want to make sure.
Roshni, look, girl, what are you telling yourself?
You see me? I don't want to be living here, you know, because you see, all when you want to dictate my pace, right?
And everything just runs smooth.
Oh
What is that?
Roshni, who do you that?
Who do that? Who hit you? Go from a cutlass! Give me a go from a cutlass! Somebody getting my child!
That's right. Back in January for Arts and Culture, we learned of Loui, the movie, and it's the brainchild of actress and producer Candace Lilo, who joins us here via Zoom to give us an update on Loui, the movie. Good morning, Candace.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, Anika?
I am good. I'm happy to see that big things are going with Loui, man.
Yes, you remember we predicted it that it would get to cinemas when we met in January.
That's right.
We're so grateful in my birthday month, November, to celebrate the premiere of Loui in cinemas today and every day for November.
Right. I understand that the grand premiere would have happened on the 8th, correct?
Yes, we had the grand premiere on the 8th at Cine Central at Price Plaza. We had a wonderful rave. Tassa Band came out following Devani Ramnath Naniwani, where we whined Tassa until our waist hurt. And it wasn't over. We went on to Caribbean Cinemas on the 9th. And on the 10th and 11th, we were at Estate 101. A really gala weekend we had celebrating Loui, the movie premiere.
Nice. Now, in terms of those dates and the location changes, it means that the run has come to an end already, yes?
No, it's only the beginning. So Estate 101 was only for 2 days, but when you go in, you can request a film. If you're going in with your family, you could request Loui, the movie, and they will pull it up for you. But at Caribbean Cinemas, we hope to run till the end of November, and Cinema One, Cine Central at Price Plaza, we also hope to run till the end of November.
Beautiful.
Loui, the movie is picking up some steam now.
Perfect
so it's
way
only
to
the
celebrate
beginning.
your birthday.
Yes, so it's only the beginning. The premiere was just the launch of the commercial run in cinemas.
Right.
So we're hoping that Caribbean Cinemas and Cinema One will continue to push it for as long as people continue to go and see this cultural treasure that we created for you all, starring Devani Ramnath and my friend Samantha Maria Mongol. We did a wonderful little movie, local, all homemade Loui, the movie. You guys have to see it. Come celebrate with us in cinemas.
Well, we certainly will make every effort to, as it's across the country. Maybe the next step will be a little Tobago run, but for now, tell Loui we said hi.
We would love that. We'd love that. We're looking at Tobago, Guyana, Suriname. We just got invited to Dubai for the Punjabi International Film Festival being held in December, on December 15th. So we want the advertisers to help us, because the door is now open for a lot of international reach for Loui, the movie. It's not just us, it's our entire diaspora, the West Indian people, Trinidadian people. We're getting a chance to take ourselves and our products, our music, our acting skills around the world. So this is our chance to showcase it in the International Film Festival Network. So the Punjabi Film Festival pulled us in for Dubai on the 15th of December. So we want advertisers to help us to be able to take that trip.
Right.
And so many more opportunities for film festivals in the US, Canada, India. They're all coming in, rolling in as we speak. So the opportunities for Loui, the movie, is tremendous. We're even looking at a casting call for part 2. We've already started closed castings, and we have an idea of who we would like to feature in part 2. So we want the public to come in too. So we're going to put out that blast soon for everyone to come out to our casting call, go out and see the movie. And for the International Film Festival Networks, we're coming. And to the advertisers, we need your help to go forward.
Well, hopefully this morning they hear that cry and they answer the call so that Loui can do us proud all the way in Dubai and beyond. Congratulations, Candace.
Thank you, Anika.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and best of luck. But guys, we are going to take a quick break. You can't see Loui during the break, but we do have more that you want to watch. So stick around here on the Now Morning Show.
Christmas we want to give more than ever before. So join us at 118 Maryville Road
for
The Gathering.
It's coming Sunday, December 10th, The Gathering.
Get ready for a jolly good time.
Check out Sweet 100 on Facebook and Instagram for more details. The Gathering.
Sweet Christmas is we.
Christmas is we.
The sweetest 100 days of Christmas are here again. This season, let's go ahead and plan early. So take out those Christmas decorations, deck the halls, and turn on your favorite Christmas station. It's Christmas and Sweet TNT. We've got Christmas covered for you with giveaways, karaoke, parang, soca parang, Christmas songs, carols, and The Gathering. The biggest charity Christmas concert and collection drive. This Christmas season on Sweet 100 FM, let's celebrate the sweetest 100 days of Christmas.
There's a piece of art that goes into the ears and straight to the heart. Music is also considered the international language that crosses all barriers and unites all cultures. The Cross Caribbean Countdown is a popular fan-driven music countdown show that features the hottest lineup of Caribbean stars and music. It's the iron of your soul. It's the iron of your soul. While spotlighting Caribbean businesses. Thursdays at 10 p.m. and Fridays at 9 p.m. exclusively on TTT with yours truly, Junior K. We are something special, very special. And remember to keep your tempo up.
And in the beauty of all things Trinidad and Tobago, a blessing we can all say. We go from speaking about Loui to talking about African History Month and what's taking place. So Mojuba Igungun is happening. It's an introduction to ancestral veneration in the Ifa Orisha tradition. Joining us in studio this morning, we have Arabo Olatunji Sumurin, the co-founder and director of Kitos Ifa Institute, and Attila Springer, director of the Ida Kida Group. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here so early in the morning as well, because I know that you're both going to be pretty busy with everything we have coming up.
Yes, it's a busy, but I mean, you know, our lives are busy anyway, regardless of what is going on. All time is busy.
Listen, and speaking about all time being busy, particularly it's November, so it's African History Month, and we need to start with a history question in particular, because the Orisha tradition is so visible and it survives so strongly in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, wouldn't other people from West Africa have brought their own traditions as well? How come Orisha is so prominent and most recognizable as a spiritual practice today?
Yes, that's a good question. So we know that in Trinidad we had indentured laborers who came from India and the Indian continent. Mm-hmm. But we also had indentured laborers who came from West Africa. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that happened in 1807 was that the slave trade So the trade in human bodies from the African continent was abolished in 1807. And so between 1807 and the actual abolition of enslavement, there was a situation where slave ships were still leaving the continent, but the British Navy was sort of responsible for patrolling the seas and making sure that people were not still trading in enslaved Africans. And so between 1807 and 1833, there was a situation where ships were intercepted and sometimes people were taken to Sierra Leone where there's a free town. But from 1833 go forward, there was a situation where Africans came to places like Trinidad who had never been enslaved. They might have been kidnapped, but they were not enslaved. And some of them came as indentured laborers. So we had a situation where we had something like 6,000 indentured Africans who came between 1833 and 1871. And many of these people who came were Yoruba people. And when they entered into the population of Africans who lived in Trinidad, they brought with them not just their cultural forms, like their masking traditions, etc., but they also brought with them their spirituality. And there would have been Yoruba people before emancipation in Trinidad, but in large part, this new influx of people, and many of them actually came from Oyo State, which is a state in the Yoruba part of what is now called Nigeria. And they came with their very, very strong traditions. And that is why we have such strong Yoruba-related masking traditions, especially in the carnival space. And so, so the language, the religion, the food, even something like susu, which susu comes from a Yoruba word. Please correct me.
Go ahead.
Susu.
You're doing well.
And those sorts of influences and injections into our Trinidad and Tobago African culture is what happened in the post-emancipation period. So it's a very interesting thing that took place in Trinidad, and it also took place in other places. So like Brazil got a large influx of Yoruba people after, emancipation happened in the Portuguese countries in the 1860s. But in Cuba, they also got a huge influx of Yoruba people as well. And so if you look at the story of where Orisha tradition survives and is the strongest, Trinidad is one of the places, Brazil is one of the places, and Cuba is one of the places. And if we go back to that great song that won the Road March in 1986, David Rudder's Bahia Girl, there's a part in it where he says, then she started to notice, wait, like you is a Baptist. She said, darling, no, my darling, is not so. Trinidad and Brazil, we have the same vibration. Ile-Ife, she make me to understand. Ile-Ife is a city in Nigeria. But from a spiritual point of view, it's also the place of origin of all Yoruba people. So that's a little history lesson, a quick history lesson there that gives a context as to why the Orisha tradition is so strong in Trinidad.
And that's a great history lesson, let's say lesson, a great history lesson to share with us this morning. Thank you so much, Attila. And let's get into the conversation now. There's so much that you just said that could literally turn into a 40-minute interview, but we're not doing that this morning. Hopefully we can another time. But let's bring you into the conversation this morning. Speaking about traditions, what about ancestral veneration? First of all, let's delve into exactly what it is and just how we can all do that as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for having us. What K2CFA Institute and Edakeda is doing is this workshop that I will see as an introduction to ancestral veneration. Ancestral veneration is a universal concept. Even plants have ancestors, what they call grandparents in other creatures. So let us look at it from this way. Nobody fell off from the sky. We were all given birth to by a mommy and a daddy. Whether we know them or we don't know them, whether they play their role or they don't, somebody donated the two essential ingredients, what we call ato and ashe, that is the sperm and the egg. So looking at it from that point of view, every one of us has an ancestor. And we should be responsible or give thanks to that medium that the Creator will have used to bringing us into this situation, into this realm of existence. So these are one of the things we want people to know. And whether we like it or not, some of us will also become ancestor over time. Some of us are already ancestor. And it is not only even when you are able to bring forward an offspring biologically. Ancestral veneration also includes those who will have mentor, model, and help you to shape you to become who you are. They are your ancestors, including teachers in schools, colleagues at work, seniors. So this is what ancestral veneration is all about. We are also going to make sure people get to know and understand what it means to be born and also to transit. Because in the tradition of the Yoruba people, the Orisha tradition, death is not really the world. We believe that life is a continuous cycle and it continues there. So we need to understand the order of life, that we were born and at some point we are going to transit. And we also know that from every ancient tradition, every creature that is given birth to will exit at one time. Plant die, animal die, tangible, intangibles life come to an end. And that end is not an absolute end, it's an end that also leads to the beginning of another beginning. So these are part of what the workshop is going to be all about. How do we deal with the loss of a loved one, of a family member? And how do we continuously make sure we preserve the heritage of those who will have given back to us, and so on and so forth.
Oh my goodness, it sounds like it's going to be a fantastic workshop. Who is this workshop for, though?
I think it's for anyone who wants information. You know, unfortunately, we live in a society where we talk about being tolerant, we talk about being inclusive, but, you know, we still see vestiges of people showing fear of difference, fear of quote unquote non-Abrahamic religions. And so even on the weekend, we saw some manifestations of that with resistance to even the concept of Diwali. And so, you know, this conversation, this workshop is for people who are looking for information. You know, we are not interested in converting people. We are interested in enlightening and empowering people. Unfortunately, you know, as Baba said, we have ancestral veneration as part of all traditions. You know, Hindus just came out of Pitri Paksh season, right? In the Jewish tradition, there is ancestral veneration. In the indigenous tradition, there is ancestral veneration. And, you know, unfortunately for those people of African descent who were brought here, although we have a strong underground Orisha tradition, in a lot of ways, African spirituality was demonized to the point of people just absolutely fearing its existence. And so, you know, there is a lot of misinformation, there is a lot of lack of understanding. And so we start with ancestral veneration because ancestral veneration is such a basic part of, I mean, you know, it's like, take for example, something that we do in Trinidad. When you open a bottle of rum, you pour the first set for those who are not here. I mean, even that is a form of ancestral veneration that we do not recognize.
I'm glad you included that as a very simple. We all do it all the time. Some people don't even know. They just know this is something you have to get done. We are almost out of time. This conversation could go on for so much longer because there's so much more that we have to learn. But let's talk about where is the workshop taking place? How can we get more information? And so when is it?
You must register. It's happening on Saturday, the 18th of November. It is taking place just around the corner on Warner Street, number 12, which is the Ida Cater Group headquarters. We are actually celebrating 25 years this year, and we have this great new space where we are doing conversations and workshops. We have a shop, that sort of thing. And so the workshop is taking place there, but people can also join online. If you look at our social media, you can look for Cater's IFA Institute on Instagram, Facebook. We are, Idacada is online, Kambule 1881, Kambule, which is also a linguistic reclaiming of the Kikongo origin of the word, which Kambule. So, yeah, okay, just to go into another piece of history. There are two understandings of the word Kambule. Right. There's Canboulay, which we know we receive this information that it is the burning of the canes, right? That's one understanding. But then Maureen Warner Lewis, who's a great linguist, she studied the African language retentions in Trinidad. And one of the things that she was able to retrace is that the word Kambule, Kambule, refers to a Kikongo word meaning procession. And in the Central African tradition, there is this thing about processing and having a fire procession to work through your trauma and work through the things that are challenging you. So those two ideas come together in the word Kambule, and we are reclaiming the spelling Kambule to reconnect with the Central African tradition and the African notion of the procession. Right, so that's another little piece of history. But if you want to be part of the workshop on Saturday, as I said, it's both digital and in person. We have limited space in person, but the in person is going to be a lot more fun. I think we're gonna be having a good time, and and there will be a point at which we're going to sing some songs to the ancestors. That kind of thing. I mean, we're not going to actually have the performance part of it because, within the carnival space, there is also ancestral masquerade that is present in the space. And so all of those things we're going to be talking about on Saturday. It's going to be, and it's an all-day workshop because we have a lot to cover.
I mean, you do have a lot to cover, and we definitely need to continue this conversation. Sadly, we are out of time, but that means you just have to come back so we can continue this after Saturday to hear what's going on. So, Atela, thank you so much for being here this morning, and thank you for all that you do for our culture and for our people in our community. Arabo Olatunji Somarin, thank you for being here as well. I'm looking forward to learning a lot more about this workshop and a lot more of our traditions. Trinidad and Tobago, this is the Now Morning Show. There's more coming up. Stay tuned.
She said, darling, no, my darling is not so. You see, Trinidad and Brazil.
Every day, we aspire to be better at what we do. Deliver more news more often to more people. We are your news team, reporting on the people, events, and issues that affect your life. TTT News, first at 6:30 p.m. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant. TTT News, nightly at 6:30.
The family is the bedrock of our society. The family must at all times be provided with the support that is necessary to achieve its true potential. The Ministry of Social Development and Family Services, through its National Family Services Division, will host its 2023 edition of It's Family Time, Let's Talk, a television series which places focus on family matters and issues related to building healthy, functional families. Join me, Ria Rupchansing, every Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. right here on TTT as we take a deeper look into emerging issues such as domestic violence, trauma, stress, and many more. It's family time. Let's talk.
back to it, the Now Morning Show, where we're killing them with kindness. As this morning, we are exploring what would have been World Kindness Day yesterday. Established in 1998 and internationally observed on November 13th, World Kindness Day was intended to highlight positive actions in the community focused on our bonds with each other. Who better to lead such a charge than Kids in Need of Direction, better known as the NGO KIND? Chairwoman of KIND, Karina Jardine Scott, is here to share how the organization will lead us towards more kindness. Good morning and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Thank you very much, and I am so impressed with the music in the background and the smiles and the colors. Oh my God,
we thought
beautiful.
it through.
You all definitely did.
Well, you see, kindness is something that we shouldn't just celebrate on one day. Usually the world sees it for at least a week, but I understand we have even more time, yes?
Yes, we're starting November 13th and we're taking it all the way through to January 13th. We must go through Christmas with doing some acts of random kindness. I mean, it's our nature.
Right.
And yeah, so we're taking it a full 2 months into January because we also have the school competition for primary and secondary school students. And you know, they normally have exams the beginning of December, so when they close, they still have time to be able to submit to us art pieces on what kindness means to them and how can kindness change our society. Not only the national conversation, but our actions. We also have the short story competition that students in primary school can actually get their stories published through KIND.
Nice.
And we have the secondary school competition, which is a TikTok competition.
Of course.
For students to be able to show us what kindness means, you know. And we want young people to get engaged, talk about it, think about it. You know, because a lot of us think that kindness really, when we do an act of random kindness, we always think the person we're doing it for is the beneficiary. They might get the tangible item, but the intangible item, the positive hormone release. You know, Harvard University, all of our data comes from Harvard University, from Yale, and from the University of Berkeley. And the most popular course that has been done in Harvard is the kindness course. How can we attain kindness? And it's proven, scientifically proven, that we release a hormone when we actually do something nice for somebody else, that's positive, that lengthens our life. And it's proven that if somebody sees you doing an act of random kindness, it also affects that person positively too. So why not do many acts of random kindness?
For sure. And I mean, that's an easy reason to expand on the theme. Be kind wherever, whenever possible, wherever possible.
Wherever,
everywhere, whenever, all the
you
time.
are being kind right now by looking so beautiful.
Thank you. I like that kind of kindness. But really and truly, that means that it can take any form at any time. We just want to continuously do so, yes?
Correct. And it also puts you in a great mood.
Absolutely.
I mean, I remember being in a grocery one day and a young person packing groceries and he's singing and he's happy. And I was like, it was like 7 o'clock in the night, everybody's sour and want to go home. And I asked him what was his mindset. And he said, you know, Mom, they don't pay me enough to be sour and vexed. And I thought, wow, I loved it.
He's onto something.
Yeah, so I mean, I try to very much live by that slogan and that motto in the sense that, can I choose, let me see, choose happy, smiling, friendly, or choose sour, I wonder which one I'm going to choose.
Definitely.
And it's just sticking to it, you know, and kindness really starts with yourself. Being kind to yourself, having good practices for yourself, especially for our mindset. You know, mental health is a really big thing and it's been looked at globally since the pandemic, but we always had mental health challenges. It was just never really looked at. And since the pandemic, we have been able to ascertain that, wait a minute, mental health is something very important that we need to look at. And we see it daily. We see it on social media. You know, you have certain people posting things all the time or they're discussing things, and every time they pass a comment, it's something negative. Hurting people hurt others. And that's the truth. That's right. So, you know, we really have to check in at ourselves and pay attention. Pay attention to your life. Pay attention to what's going on in it. Pay attention to your family. Pay attention to people. Take a little time just to connect with you, because first and foremost, we are human beings, not human doings. And I came from a background of 24 working. Life changed for me since the pandemic too, and I became very aware of my actions and very aware of how much time, as we get older, how much less time that we have on this earth.
But we can make big impact with the time that we do have, and that is the beauty of kind. Now, somebody looking on wants to do exactly that. How can they connect with you all? How can they be a part of it?
Well, first, we are on social media, Kids in Need of Direction on Facebook and kind_TT on Instagram. It's really easy to find us. Just type in kind and we come up. People can do acts of random kindness. They can film it, they can talk about it, they can do a photograph, and they can submit it to us. And we will feature everyone who's doing an act of random kindness. And I'm looking forward to you and your team from TAT coming to check us out at Kind. We're located in Laventille. And you guys can come and join us in doing an act of random kindness, because we are also partnering with the Love All Serve All Kitchen in Abercrombie. And we do meals. We encourage businesses to come in and do meals for 300+ persons. They do this daily, 365 days a year.
That support.
And then any charity. I mean, if you like dogs or you like animals, go and help at the shelter. You know, if someone else likes reading to kids, go to the orphanage and read.
Right.
So it's just really fine-tuning, plant a tree for the environment if you like you want to be involved in the environment. And really and truly, as Trinbagonians, we have to be a lot more involved in our society, because we want to create. We always talk about the society we want to create, but we have to actively do that.
Correct.
We talk about the government who doesn't do this, who does this, etc., etc. We have to move and act.
Be the change we want to see.
Correct.
And kindness starts with me.
Yes.
In that case, I am so happy that you came to join us today. Not just to tell us what Kind is doing and how we can be a part of the campaign, but to remind us of what we need to do.
Correct. And World Kindness Day and throughout the campaign, it's all about reminding us. We forget. You know, and you know that song, We're Only Human? I'm only human. And it talks about kindness there. I'm only human, I make mistakes.
And now Ruckus is going to try to find that song as we close. But I do want to say thank you ever so kindly for gracing us with your presence and your kindness. And we will certainly support World Kindness Day well beyond the 13th of November, all the way through to January. Yes?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course, Karina Jardine Scott, the Kind Chair, joining us on the Now Morning Show to remind us to be kind. We're going to be kind to you when we come back after this break, so stick around. The Now Morning Show continues.
It is African History Month in Trinidad and Tobago, and the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago and Republic Bank, through the generosity Its Power to Make a Difference program, presents 2023 National African History Quiz for Secondary Schools. Do you know your history? Join us and discover the hidden gems of our African heritage. Discover and learn about the inspiring individuals who fought for our freedom and equality, who have excelled in the arts, and who have contributed to the world of science. Coming soon to TTT.
The family is the bedrock of our society. The family must at all times be provided with the support that is necessary to achieve its true potential. The Ministry of Social Development and Family Services, through its National Family Services Division, will host its 2023 edition of It's Family Time, Let's Talk, a television series which places focus on family matters and issues related to building healthy, functional families. Join me, Ria Rupchansing, every Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. right here on TTT as we take a deeper look into emerging issues such as domestic violence, trauma, stress, and many more. It's family time. Let's talk.
We want to thank our Caribbean audience, especially the audience of Trinidad and Tobago. We are pleased to share our newscast and contribute to provide alternative views, a source of the latest world events.
ladies, everybody, let me see your hand. You know what we depend. So let me see you bounce and roll it down and we going. Oh yeah, you. Nothing for we to get down low and turn up the whole place. Oh yeah, you. Get out the team, we move.
Well, you might have met him as a producer, but he's certainly giving you artist vibes these days. Not the first time we meeting him as an artist, but he's here this morning alongside his producer. And the producer, final producer, you know things nice. Brand new music coming down from Keshav. It's called Jam Session, and we're going to get into it in a little bit. But let me welcome Keshav Chandranath Singh and Jay Lava to this set. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, rockers.
How are we doing this morning?
Good, fine, thank you.
So just, I'm curious as to how the producer find a producer.
Hey, you know how it go? Trinidad and Tobago is small, right? So I figure, you know, this wrongs. I jump in head first into the pool, right?
Right.
I put out a bunch of love songs. I had a whole pop album that came out. I need to get it out of my system.
Right.
Right? But I figured for my soca material, you know, bringing it back home a little bit more in my kind of, my zone, which I'm used to being in, producing for other people like that. I figure I wanted to try, from an artist perspective, getting beats from other producers, vibes in them, doing the same things, meds in them, seeing what will come, and I like the process a lot better.
You like the process itself?
As it relates to soca music, I really do like that process. So yeah, Lava had a few beats.
Saying Lava is not known to produce soca plenty. I know you have a couple tracks that would fall under the soca category, but I don't really consider them soca, like it's fusion soca, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about the process of working with Keshav.
It was pretty simple, you know, in terms of, you know, I had a nice set of drums. I know the man to really, I really sent him the beat to, you know, give me some feedback.
As a producer?
As a producer, to producer, but he was like, yo, and you know, he sent back some lyrics and he started working on it one time and the rest is history.
Nice.
Started mentioned one time, and you know, interestingly with this one, you know, I have a Indian background. My mom is from India, Indo-Trinidadian father, and this one, immediately I started to bubble some kind of Indian runs in my head, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. You know what I mean? So it brought something out immediately. And, you know, one time he sent me the stems. I do my little thing with it. You know?
I'm not going to say you had a hand in the production too.
Very, very, very minute. You know, Lava really absolutely, you know, honed the sound of that really well. It was mixed awesomely. And I was like, nah, let me just not touch it too much. Little arrangement things. But, you know, that's true collaboration. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's very interesting because, you know, as a producer, I would imagine that you would want to have a little bit more. I want to do this a little bit more my way or a little bit more this way. Or
you know that. Well, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm surprised that you didn't have a heavier hand in it. But Lava, in terms of the inspiration for the beat itself, you say you got something, you had an idea, you sent it to him and he sent back the idea and you all collaborated and worked from there. But where did the initial idea stem from?
I've been listening to, I mean, you know, I've been listening to a lot of Afrobeat and Amapiano, especially like over the pandemic. That's all I've been doing, you know. And the mission was to really fuse, again, soca and the African music. I mean, it's so similar in certain ways, you know, same drums and kind of vibe. And yeah, so immediately I had the Afro drums, and I was like, yo, I need to get some, you know, feedback on what I do.
What to go next.
Yeah, what to go next.
Keshav was the man. It's very interesting to me, right? Because you had another production that you released a couple of years ago, I think, with Bunji and Fayan.
Yeah, with Jillian,
Yeah, with Jillian, right? And it sounded to me like it was similar to a Just Now track. like sonically speaking, like when I heard it, I was like, who produces Just Now? And I check and say it's J Lava. Have you been listening to their music a lot?
Yeah, a big fan of Keshav. That's what I told you. We've shared the stage in Germany before. On a festival stage over there. Here in Trinidad, when Just Now was just starting, when me and Sam was like getting into the thing, and just first started to work with Bunji and that kind of stuff. We've always been around, you know, De Musicale and Caesar's Army and Scorching. So the influence,
the influence always been there. And the collaboration is fantastic to see. So, Lava, what else you have in store for us for the season?
Well, I don't want to put everything.
You see how it is wicked.
It gotta be good mountain things. But definitely, we have new music coming out for 2024. Not necessarily Carnival alone, but
for the year. And Keshav, how about you? Because I know that you say you're diving headfirst into the artist thing. Can we expect more songs featuring you as a vocalist?
Absolutely.
And less as a producer?
Well, you know what? Not less as a producer, nah?
That's what I wanted to say. If we balance there, now, boy.
I'm here as an artist today, but absolutely no. I have a string of releases coming out, and you know, Carnival time could be full of anxiety when it comes to the soca side of production, right? And creating a song and that kind of thing. But, you know, I've really decided to, you know,
That's the saying. The more you squeeze something, or the more you try to hold on to it, the more it slips through your fingers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cradle the soca right now. I'm trying to cradle it. Do you know what I mean? Right now, so there's a lot of releases coming out with some of my close family.
Yeah.
You guys would be used to hearing me collaborate with. But yeah, there's two more singles coming out with me and some dope producers. Not produced by me.
Not produced by you. I'm looking
exactly.
forward to those tracks. It's nice to hear the collaboration take place. Of course, we're going to feature this one this morning. It's called Jam Session. Keshav,
Yes, sir.
tell me about the song itself before we get into it. Jam Session.
You know what? I have Tricanal DNA, Bungie DNA, and you'll hear it all over the track. It's very easy to hear. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like, oh, okay, this is why. Okay. But you know, it's got heavy amapiano influences. And as I was saying, I've been tapping in very recently into my Indian side, right? Into the Indian
About very recently.
creativity.
You could give me that very recently.
Yeah.
Keshav.
Well, hey,
the whole panorama theme is you, Keshav, and I'm plenty and then and that.
It's true.
You know what?
It's
I need to perform this song for me. Let me say thank you to both of you gentlemen for joining us. You say one step for the performance, Lava? All right, you go take it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage each and every one of you to go out there and make a difference today now, because together we aspire, and if together we perspire, then together we most definitely can achieve. On behalf of Ayenka Will, Natasha Lake, and the entire team here at TTT, I want to wish you a fantastic day to enjoy your Tuesday. Keshav, give me the jam session. There we go.
Turn on the music.
J Lava.
Slap with.
Yo.
Oh, yeah, yo. Oh, yeah, yo. We madder than mad. Flavor like pepper in a pot with a heavy hand. Yeah, we from the islands. Razor sharp like a katana straight out of Japan. From your is a bantan. Oh, bad girl, please, everybody, let me see your hand. You know where we depend. So let me see your bounce and roll it down and we going, whoa. Nothing for we to get down low and turn up the whole place. Gather the team, we moving stink and dirty, we bold face. I wanna see you get nasty, yeah, we back to we always. Let go the bees, we bound to make mass in here right now, cause this is a jam session. Back on Alice, we program up in the ring. Hey, 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 this is a jam session. Good morning. Yeah. It's a jam session today.
Yo.
Come on. Oh, yeah, yo. When everybody sing, oh, yeah, yo. Come on. We madder than mad. Flavor like pepper in a pot with a heavy hand. Yeah, we from the islands. Razor sharp like a katana straight out of Japan. From here is a bantan. Oh, bad girl, please, everybody, let me see your hand. You know where we depend. So let me see your bounce and roll it down and we going, boy. Yeah. Nothing for we to get down low and turn up the whole place. Oh, yeah. Get at the team, we moving stink and dirty, we bold face. Oh, yeah. I wanna see you get nasty, yeah, we back to we always. Oh, yeah. Let go the bees, we bound to make mass in here right now, cause this is a jam session. Back on Alice, we program up in the rave or downtown. So jam in your section, drinking champagne or old rum. We come from the Soca Island, we party in rain or hot sun. So jam in your section. Check it out. I've been known to cause a little trouble. No weak drinking my glass I want double. We only want to tell them start.
There are no boundaries of color or creed.
I'd like to see you this Saturday night.
Why?
For inspiration, of course.
Well, call me on Saturday morning, and I'll see if I can spare any inspiration.
There's something I want to tell you, but you must give me your word that you won't tell anybody else. It's the only real chance your father's business has of surviving, but eventually it will fold up.
Please, madam, you damage yourself. That's nothing compared to what I'll do to Charlie and whoever is in there with him.
If you're nice to me, the way you were to Mr. White,